Honorable members, a very good morning to all of you. I welcome you all to the National Youth Parliament session, and I hope this session will be fruitful. We begin our today's session with the oath or affirmation of our newly elected members. Secretary General, please.
Shriman Chandrasekhar Basavaraj, who stands elected from Badami constituency of Karnataka state, will now take an oath or an affirmation. Shriman Chandrasekhar Basavaraj, please. Shriman Chandrasekhar Basavaraj, do you want to take an oath or an affirmation?
Oath, please.
In which language would you like to take the oath?
In English, please. I, Sriman Chandrasekhar Basavaraj, having been elected as a member of Lower House of the Youth Parliament, do hereby swear in the name of God that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of India as by law established, and that I will uphold the sovereignty and integrity of my country, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter.
Honorable members, it is with great sorrow and regret that I inform this House about the sad demise of a former colleague, Dr. Badruddin Said, on 1st August in the Andaman Islands. Born on 18th October 1951 in the Ross Islands, he was a college professor by profession. He held a series of prestigious posts as Vice Chancellor of Central Universities before being elected as a Member of Parliament. He was an active social worker and worked for the upliftment of the backward classes and bringing the girls to the forefront of education.
आदरणीय अध्यक्ष महोदय, मैं अपने आप को और अपने पार्टी के सदस्यों को अत्यंत दुख के साथ व्यक्त करती हूँ जो देश डॉक्टर मोहम्मद के आकस्मिक निधन पर महसूस कर रहा है। डॉक्टर मोहम्मद बदरुद्दीन सैद, जिनका 61 वर्ष की आयु में निधन हो गया, वे एक प्रख्यात शिक्षाविद और एक महान वक्ता थे। वे एक विपुल कवि और एक उपन्यासकार भी थे, जिनके नाम पर कई उल्लेखनीय प्रकाशित हैं। वे एक सक्षम सांसद भी थे, जिन्होंने सदन की कार्यवाही में गहरी दिलचस्पी ली। वे द्वीपों के लोगों के लिए एक प्रेरणा थे और उनकी उपलब्धियां इस देश के लोगों के लिए, खासकर इस देश की युवा पीढ़ी के लिए पथ प्रदर्शक थे। मैं शोक संतप्त परिवार के प्रति अपनी हार्दिक संवेदना व्यक्त करती हूँ।
Respected Speaker, I associate myself and my party members with the loss and fear, the void that the nation feels at the sad demise of Dr. Mohammad Badruddin Said. He was a very close friend of mine and played a crucial role in the development of rural provinces. He was a very amiable person and remained a loving teacher throughout his life. In him, we have lost a true jewel, a true Deshbhakt and a great countryman. I extend my condolence to the bereaved family. उनके विचारों को श्रद्धांजलि स्वरूप में उनको समर्पित करना चाहूंगी। कौन कहता है कि मौत आई तो मैं मर जाऊंगा? मैं तो दरिया हूँ, समुद्र में उतर जाऊंगा। मैं कल रहूँ या ना रहूँ, पर आने वाले कल पर अपनी छाप छोड़ जाऊंगा।
The House will stand in silence for a while to express our deep sorrow. Secretary General, may please convey the message of condolence to the bereaved family.
Yes, sir.
Prime Minister to introduce the new ministers.
माननीय अध्यक्ष महोदय, मुझे आपको और आपके माध्यम से इस पूरे सदन को अपने नए मंत्रियों का परिचय कराते हुए प्रसन्नता हो रही है। श्रीमान अभिजीत मिश्रा, माननीय युवा कार्य एवं खेल मंत्री। श्रीमती ऐश्वर्या शर्मा, माननीय वाणिज्य मंत्री। श्रीमान अभिनव राघव चंद्रा, माननीय ऊर्जा मंत्री।
Now we move on to the question hour. Question 101. Mr. Keshav, please.
माननीय अध्यक्ष महोदय, पेट्रोल और डीजल की बढ़ती कीमत के कारण हम लोग खर्च करने के लिए सक्षम नहीं। वे पेट्रोल और डीजल वाहन छोड़कर इलेक्ट्रिक वाहन खरीदने लगे। पर उनको क्या पता ये कितनी बड़ी मुसीबत आ सकता है। माननीय अध्यक्ष महोदय, क्या सड़क परिवहन और राजमार्ग मंत्री यह बताने की कृपा करेगी क्या सरकार ने प्रधान द्वारा कड़ी परिस्थितियों में इलेक्ट्रिक वाहनों का व्यापक परीक्षण सुनिश्चित करने के लिए कोई कदम उठाया है? यदि हाँ, तो तब संबंधी प्रक्रिया क्या है? यदि नहीं, तो इसका क्या कारण है?
माननीय अध्यक्ष महोदय, मंत्रालय द्वारा समय समय पर अधिसूचित सुरक्षा मानकों का वाहन निर्माताओं द्वारा अनुपालन किया जाना अपेक्षित है। इन मानकों के अनुपालन का सत्यापन केंद्र मोटरयान नियमावली 1989 के नियम 126 के तहत अधिसूचित परीक्षण एजेंसियों द्वारा एक परीक्षण प्रक्रिया के माध्यम से किया जाता है और उन्हीं वाहन प्रोटोटाइप को टाइप अनुमोदन प्रमाण पत्र दिया जाता है जो इन निर्दिष्ट मानकों को पूरा करते हैं। सड़क परिवहन और राजमार्ग मंत्रालय ने इलेक्ट्रिक वाहनों में हाल ही में हुए आग की घटनाओं को देखते हुए इलेक्ट्रिक वाहनों से संबंधित सुरक्षा मानकों के निर्माण का सुझाव देने के लिए विशेषज्ञों की समिति का गठन किया है।
Any supplementaries?
क्या सरकार ने इलेक्ट्रिक वाहनों में आग लगने के कारण होने वाली दुर्घटनाओं के लिए इलेक्ट्रिक वाहनों का निर्माताओं पर जुर्माना लगाया है? यदि हाँ, तो तब संबंधी प्रक्रिया क्या है? यदि नहीं, तो इसका क्या कारण है?
माननीय अध्यक्ष महोदय, मंत्रालय ने संबंधित 2 पहिया इलेक्ट्रिक स्कूटर निर्माताओं को, मुख्य कार्यकारी अधिकारी और प्रबंध निदेशकों को कारण बताओ नोटिस जारी किया है।
Members, please maintain silence.
हाँ, कारण बताओ नोटिस, ताकि ये स्पष्ट किया जा सके कि मोटरयान अधिनियम के संबंधित धाराएं उनके खिलाफ क्यों नहीं लगाई जानी चाहिए। उनके उत्तर प्राप्त होने पर आगे की कार्रवाई की जाएगी।
Question 102. Mr. Sauro, please.
Honorable Speaker, my question is towards the Minister of Tribal Affairs. Will the Minister of Tribal Affairs be pleased to state A. The details of initiatives taken by the government along with the funds allocated for the transformation of the tribal ecosystem in our country, including the state of Odisha.
Honorable Speaker, sir. The government has adopted an integrated approach for the welfare and development of tribal people and transformation of tribal ecosystem across the country. The tribal subplan, now called as Scheduled Tribe Component (STC), is a dedicated source of fund for the provision of support for education, skill development, women and child development, health and sanitation, preservation of cultural heritage, etc. 40 central ministers, I repeat, 40 central ministers, apart from the Minister of Tribal Affairs, have been mandated to earmark the tribal fund, subplan fund, in the range of about 4.3% to 17.5% of the total scheme allocation every year for the overall development of tribal communities. Details of fund allocated to different ministries under the scheme has been reflected in the Union Budget at Statement 10B, which has been laid on the table of the House.
Question 103. Ms. Lakshmi, please.
Honorable Speaker, sir, the National Education Policy 2020 has given many provisions for the improvement of the teaching sector, but most of the things still lie in wait. My question goes to Honorable Education Minister. Madam, what are the reforms taken by the government to improve the teaching sector in our country? A. What are the guidelines issued to the states and union territories to ensure minimum level of
Swami Vivekananda said, education is the manifestation of the perfection already in man. In order to focus on quality education, the central rules to the right of children to free and quality education, Act 2009, have been amended to include reference on class-wise and subject-wise learning outcomes that have been shared with all states and union territories. These would serve as a guideline for states and union territories to ensure all children acquire appropriate learning levels. Our government has taken all initiatives to give skill-based education so that students after clearing their courses can do higher jobs.
Any supplementaries?
Respected Speaker, sir, many insensitive decision has been taken by this government for disastrous for our education system. This government has been spending crores of rupees in the name of National Achievement Survey every year, but the outcome has never come to light for the common man of this country. Can the minister show any evidence of qualitative improvement through these tests?
Honorable Speaker, sir, I want to inform the members that 4 rounds of National Achievement Surveys have been conducted so far for Class 5 and 3 rounds for Classes 3 and 8. This reveals improvement in learning achievement levels of pupils in identified subjects from first round to 4th round. Our government wants to give quality education for the students. Therefore, all untrained in-service working teachers in government and private unaided schools should acquire minimum qualification led by academic authority authorized by the central government by August 31st, 2023, and also a 4-year B.Ed integrated courses to bring about quality improvement in teachers' education in India has been conceptualized. I hope I have satisfactorily answered the question put forward by the honorable member.
No more supplementaries. Question not for Mr. Jyotiranand, please.
माननीय अध्यक्ष महोदय, इस सरकार ने किसानों के कल्याण के लिए आज तक कुछ भी नहीं किया है, न ही खाद के क्षेत्र में और न ही सिंचाई के क्षेत्र में। जब भी भाषण देते हैं कहते हैं जय जवान जय किसान, लेकिन आए दिन हमें किसानों की आत्महत्या की खबरें सुनने को मिलती हैं। मैं इस अवसर के माध्यम से माननीय कृषि मंत्री जी से कुछ प्रश्न पूछना चाहूँगा। क्या सरकार ने किसानों और कृषि से जुड़े सभी लोगों के लिए कुछ किया है? किसानों को खाद्यान्न बेचने के लागत के अनुसार उचित मूल्य नहीं मिल रहा है। क्या आदरणीय कृषि मंत्री जी इसका कारण बता सकते हैं?
मैं आपके माध्यम से प्रशासन को यह बताना चाहती हूँ कि हमारी सरकार द्वारा किसानों के लिए ऐसे कई तरीके अपनाए हैं। किसान सम्मान निधि के माध्यम से हर साल किसानों को 2000 की 3 किस्त दिए जाते हैं। क्रेडिट कार्ड के माध्यम से किसानों को महज 3% के दर से लोन भी दिया जा रहा है। सोलर पंप सेट लगाने के लिए सब्सिडी भी दी जा रही है। वर्ष 2023-24 में आदरणीय वित्त मंत्री द्वारा 15 लाख करोड़ रुपए सिर्फ कृषि के क्षेत्र में खर्च करने का लक्ष्य भी रखा गया है। आदरणीय अध्यक्ष महोदय, यह हमारी सरकार है जो किसानों को आय दुगनी करने में सतत प्रयास कर रही है। यह हमारी सरकार है जो 14 खारिफ और 11 राबी को मिलाकर 25 मुख्य खाद्य सामग्रियों का मूल्य हर साल दुगना करने का प्रयास कर रही है। मैं कुछ खाद्य सामग्रियों का न्यूनतम समर्थन मूल्य यानी MSP 2014 और 2023 का तुलना कर रही हूँ। धान का MSP 2014 पर 1400 थी। 2023 में MSP बढ़कर 2060 हो गया। बाजरा का MSP 2014 पर 1250 थी। 2023 में MSP बढ़कर 2350 हो गई। रागी का MSP 2014 पर 1550 थी। 2023 में MSP बढ़कर 3580 हो गया। इससे अनेक सामग्री और भी है जिनका न्यूनतम समर्थन मूल्य पिछले 8 सालों से 1.5 गुना कर चुका है।
I feel that the government has no
not done anything for the economical and social development of the farmers. Can respected agriculture minister tell what the government had done for the upliftment of farmers?
Respected Speaker, sir, I want to tell the whole House on behalf of you that the public welfare schemes introduced by our government are neem coated urea scheme to stop black marketing of urea, per drop more crop scheme, Ujjwal Yojana, Prime Minister's crop insurance scheme, Prime Minister's rural housing scheme. Speaker, sir, apart from this, there are many such policies that are not possible to say in such a limited time, through which the life of farmers and people living associated with agriculture sectors life become easier. Thank you.
Question 110, Ms. Shivapriya, please.
माननीय अध्यक्ष महोदय, कश्मीर में आने वाली मजदूरों की सुरक्षा 1020 श्रीमती रंजनबेन भट्ट, क्या गृह मंत्री आप हमें बताने की कृपा करेंगी कि क्या सरकार की कश्मीर में देश के विभिन्न भागों से आने वाली मजदूरों को सुरक्षा प्रदान करने का विचार है? यदि हाँ, तो सरकार ने इस संपर्क पर अब तक कोई कदम उठाए गए हैं? यदि नहीं, तो इसके क्या कारण हैं?
माननीय अध्यक्ष महोदय, प्रवासी मजदूरों पर किसी भी आतंकवादी हमले को रोकने के लिए एक मजबूत सुरक्षा और खुफिया ग्रिड मौजूद है। इसके अलावा जिन क्षेत्रों में प्रवासी मजदूर काम करते हैं या रहते हैं, वहां दिन रात एरिया डोमिनेशन एवं गश्त लगाने का कार्य किया जा रहा है और आतंकवादियों के विरुद्ध सक्रिय अभियान भी चलाया जा रहा है। इसके अतिरिक्त कश्मीर में प्रवासी मजदूरों पर किसी भी आतंकवादी हमले को विफल करने के लिए 24 घंटे नाकों पर जांच और रणनीतिक बिंदुओं पर रोड ओपनिंग पार्टियों को पर्याप्त रूप से बढ़ाया भी जा रहा है।
Question 1 and 2.
Honorable Speaker, sir, India has banned the manufacture, sale and use of single-use plastic items. There is no clarity on this route, nor do we have a proper implementation and monitoring of the same. Sir, my question is to the Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Will the Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change be pleased to state A. The salient features of Plastic Waste Management Amendment Rule 2023. B. Whether the government proposes to phase out all other plastic waste such as packing of milk, chips, bread, etc. other than the plastic waste banned by the government with effect from 1st July 2023. C. If so, the details thereof, and if not, then reason therefore, along with the time frame for complete phase out of all plastic items to achieve the target of total ban on plastic. Details of the efforts being undertaken by the government to spread awareness among the masses. Will the Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change be pleased to state?
A statement is laid on the table of the House. Statement referred in reply to parts A to D of Lok Sabha State Question 310. Honorable members, the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change notified the guidelines on extended producer responsible for plastic packaging while plastic waste management 2023 on 16 February 2023. The key highlights of the guidelines on EPR on plastic packaging notified on 16 February 2023 are: first, mandatory registration for producer, importer and manager or business owner to centralize in online portal. B and C, considering the adverse effect of littering single-use plastic items on terrestrial, aquatic and marine ecosystem. The ministry has prohibited the use of these single-use plastic items. The notification also prohibits manufacture, import, stocking, distribution and use of plastic bags having thickness less than 75 microns. Non-woven plastic bags of less than 60 GSM is also prohibited from 13 September 2023. The items that have been banned have been identified is based upon the recommendations of an expert committee constituted appointed by the Department of Chemical and Petrochemicals, the Government of India. D. The Union Government through various central ministries and government agencies have been involved in generating public awareness on plastic waste management and elimination of single-use plastic items. An e-pledge on Swachh Bharat Harit Bharat has been launched on MyGov platform for generating public movement amongst citizens on 5th April 2023.
Any supplementaries?
Honorable Speaker, sir, whether the Korba district of Chhattisgarh has been ranked 17th in the world in the air pollution global census ranking released by Greenpeace Organization of Data NASA. Whether the said pollution affecting the adjacent district or also if so, whether the union government taken any steps to control the pollution after this report, whether any action is taken to control the polluted water and other efficient discharge by various nearby plants, factories and all. Pollution emerged majorly by transport and industrial cluster government and private power plant. If so, whether any study has been conducted about the adverse health effects of the said pollution on the citizen? Will Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change please be to speak?
Till today, there is no established mechanism for ranking the cities in terms of pollution. It requires authoritative data and proper peer review. The government is aware that several private institutions and universities are ranking cities adopting different methodologies. The data used for ranking is extracted primarily from satellite imageries. The analysis of ambient air quality of last 5 years by CPCB shows that the concentration of SO2 in Korba and the adjacent district of Bilaspur is within the National Ambient Air Quality Standard. City-specific clean air action plans have been prepared and rolled out under NCAP for implementation in 132 non-attainment cities and million plus cities including Korba as a non-attainment city. The city action plans focuses on city-specific short or medium or long-term actions to control air pollution. The actions taken or being taken to control the polluted water and other effluents discharged by various nearby plants or factories. Government and private plants or factories are given as annexure 2. Air pollution is one of the main factors for respiratory ailments and associated diseases. However, there is no convergent data available in our country to establish a direct correlation between air pollution and health.
No more supplementaries. We come to the end of the question hour.
हमारे देश में हजारों रोड दुर्घटना हो रही है, हजारों मृत्यु हो रही है, जिसके लिए किस सरकार ने कोई कदम नहीं उठाया। अगर किस सरकार ने कुछ किया है तो वो है आप लोगों को बेवकूफ बनाना। सारे रोड और सड़क खराब है। अगर इस सरकार ने कुछ कदम उठाया है तो वो क्या है?
Question hour is over.
Honorable Speaker, sir, a serious breach of privilege has been committed by the leading newspaper of Delhi. While commenting on the recommendation of the Committee on Public Undertakings, it has attributed dishonest motives. I request you to allow me to raise a question on this matter now.
Have you given a notice of it earlier? You may give a due notice along with the copy of the newspaper cutting. Then I shall consider it. You cannot spring a surprise on me like this.
I have already given a notice at 10 a.m. today.
It will be examined by me when it comes to me. I shall consider it and let you know my decision. Honorable Minister of Social Justice and Empowerment, please.
Honorable Speaker, sir, I beg to lay on the table a copy of the annual report of the National Institute for Empowerment of Persons with Multiple Disabilities, Chennai for the year 2023-24, along with allotted accounts.
Minister of Tribal Affairs.
Speaker, sir, I beg to lay on the table a copy of Memorable Understanding Hindi and English versions between National Scheduled Tribal Finance and Development Corporation and the Ministry of Tribal Affairs for the year 2023-24.
Secretary General to report the message from the Upper Chamber of the Youth Parliament.
Speaker, sir, I have to report the following message received from the Secretary of the Upper Chamber of the Youth Parliament. In accordance with rules of procedure and rules of procedure and conduct of business in the upper chamber of the Youth Parliament, I am directed to enclose a copy of the National Water Bill 2023 as its sitting held on 2023.
Secretary General, to lay on the table a copy of the bill as passed by the upper chamber.
Speaker sir, I lay on the table of the House the National Water Bill 2023 as passed by the upper chamber.
Honorable members, I have to make an announcement. I have great pleasure introducing you our foreign delegates from Netherlands. First, Ms. Elena Myers, the member of Dutch Parliament. And second, Mr. Joey Elias, Deputy Speaker. We wish them a happy stay in our country. We also convey our warm greetings and very best wishes through them to His Majesty Mr. Julian Thomas, the Prime Minister, the government and the friendly people of Netherlands. Now, let us take up the calling attention motion. Ms. Parnika, Mr. Vinay Shekhar, Ms. Chinman will call the attention of the Minister of Social Justice and Empowerment. Ms. Parnika, please.
Honorable Speaker, sir, this government is very good in coining slogans and timing their new ideas. But there has been no concrete measures to curb drug abuse and illegal trafficking of drugs worth thousands of crores. Not only our youth, but our children are also falling prey to substance abuse. To tackle this social issue, we all need to put up a joint front to break this network. If one state police takes strict action against drug peddlers and those involved in illegal drug trafficking, then these drug dealers and peddlers shift to neighboring states. The network of drug dealers is spread all over the country and the government has done anything to curb this menace. I would like to know whether the government has taken any measures to curb illegal drug trafficking and deal with the crisis of drug addiction among adolescents.
Ms. Chinmay, please.
Honorable Speaker, sir, the NTPS Act 1985 criminalizes both possession of drug for personal use and possession of drug for trafficking, thereby treating both consumers and peddlers of drug as criminals. This fails to acknowledge drug addiction as a disease requiring treatment and rehabilitation rather than a punitive action. Further, even the law enforcement agencies focus on personal consumption of drugs rather than root issue of drug trafficking. What is more concerning is that despite the increase in drug bursts, treatment and rehabilitation in the case of drug addiction continue to be a low priority. A nationwide study by the Headline found a treatment gap of 75% for drug use disorders, revealing that among those who need treatment, very few receive it. It's time for an effective and compassionate evaluation of India's drug policy that is grounded in scientific evidence. Sound drug policy must consider the proportionality of criminal justice response and prioritize public health and harm reduction, therefore reducing the harm associated with drugs.
Honorable Speaker, sir, our government is fully aware of the problem of drug trafficking and drug abuse. We are addressing this problem with a three-pronged strategy of reduction in the supply of narcotic substances, illicit drugs, dependence on drug management, treatment and rehabilitation of drug addicts, drug abuse prevention and demand reduction. The Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment has formulated and initiated the implementation of a National Action Plan for Drug Demand Reduction NAP-DDR. The activities under this NAP-DDR inter alia include awareness generation programs in schools, colleges and universities, workshops, seminars and interactions with parents, community-based peer-led interventions for vulnerable adolescents and youth in the community, provisioning of treatment facility and capacity building. Moreover, the enforcement agencies of the central and state governments have been empowered to enforce the Provisions of Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances NDPS Act 1995. This act provides for stringent penalties or rigorous provisions for the illicit trafficking of narcotic drugs and psychotropic substances. The NDPS Act follows graded punishment, wherein the quantum of punishment is decided on the basis of the amount of drug involved in the trafficking.
माननीय अध्यक्ष महोदय, इस समस्या की गति चिंताजनक है। युवाओं में, विशेषकर धनी लोगों में नशा आग की तरह फैल रहा है। मादक पदार्थों की लत से निपटने में हमें जो समस्या आती है वह यह है कि हमारे पास स्पष्ट आंकड़े नहीं है और उसे संकलित करने की कोई व्यवस्था भी हमारे पास नहीं है। नशा करने वालों की संख्या में वृद्धि हुई है, लेकिन सटीक आंकड़ों के बिना हम इस समस्या की सीमा को नहीं जान सकते। मैंने हमारे आदरणीय मंत्री जी को एक पत्र भेजा था, जिसमें मैंने आज की तारीख में नशीले पदार्थों की तस्करी में विस्तार से जानकारी दी थी, लेकिन मुझे ये बताते हुए खेद हो रहा है कि मुझे आज तक कोई भी जवाब नहीं मिला। अब मैं क्या आपको व्हाट्सएप करूं? उपचार, शिक्षा और पुनर्वास को प्राथमिकता देने की तत्काल आवश्यकता है, क्योंकि कालन, शर्म और छुपी इस बीमारी को कायम रखती है। उपचार और पुनर्वास के लिए इनका उपयोग करके हम नशीले पदार्थों की लत से छुटकारा पाने की प्रयास कर सकते हैं। कलंक और भेदभाव को कम करने के लिए हम एक सामूहिक रूप से संगठन करना चाहिए और कदम उठाना चाहिए। कानूनी नियंत्रण के साथ साथ नशीले पदार्थों की लत को रोकने के लिए हमें मानवाधिकार और स्वास्थ्य आधारित दृष्टिकोण की आवश्यकता है।
Drug addiction and drug trafficking are a matter of concern for the entire world. This problem is not limited to any one country, rather the whole world is fighting against this societal evil. The entire nation should put up a joint fight to break the network of drug dealers. The enforcement arms of the government and the central intelligence wings are monitoring the movement of narcotic drugs within different states and working on getting the exact number of cases of drug trafficking and the number of people addicted to drugs within different states. Drug addiction and drug trafficking are a matter of concern for the entire world. This problem is not limited to any one country, rather the whole world is fighting against this societal evil. The entire nation should put up a joint fight to break the network of drug dealers. The enforcement arms of the government and the central intelligence wings are monitoring the movement of narcotic drugs across various states and working on getting the exact number of cases of drug trafficking and the number of people addicted to drugs within different states. We are now working closely with the courier and parcel services across states to track narcotic drugs, as it has been found that these services are being used widely to distribute drugs across the country. The Vimukti mission under the aegis of Social Justice Department is a new strategy to prevent drug abuse by involving civil society, and as part of this initiative, measures have been taken to prevent drug abuse. Moreover, the government has initiated the Nasha Mukt Abhiyan to increase the awareness about ill effects of drug abuse and to motivate the nation towards a drug-free life. I'm glad to state that our Honorable Education Minister herself has administered this e-pledge to the students of Kendriya Vidyalayas across the country.
सामाजिक न्याय मंत्रालय द्वारा किया एक राष्ट्रीय घरेलू सर्वेक्षण ये स्थापित करता है कि भारत में बड़ी संख्या में लोग मनोसक्रिय पदार्थों का उपयोग करते हैं। इसकी वजह से वयस्क पुरुष ज्यादातर विकारों वाले इन पदार्थों से प्रभावित हैं। नार्कोटिक ड्रग्स एंड साइकोट्रोपिक पदार्थ अधिनियम के अनुसार 1 किलो तक के प्रसंस्करण पदार्थ गैर दोषी है। नार्कोटिक ड्रग्स एंड साइकोट्रोपिक पदार्थ अधिनियम के अनुसार 1 किलो तक के पदार्थ को संसाधित करना दंडनीय नहीं है। कई फार्मेसी और इंटरनेट आधारित विक्रेता दवाई बेचते हैं, जिनमें वैध और अवैध उत्पादों दोनों शामिल हैं। क्या ये सरकार मेडिकल दुकानों और ऑनलाइन फार्मेसियों के माध्यम से इन अवैध उद्देश्यों के लिए उपाय की जाने वाली दवाई की बिक्री और खरीद की निगरानी के लिए उपाय पेश करेंगे।
Respected Speaker Sir, I am pleased to inform that this government has allocated rupees 135 crore, 4 times more than the amount in 2018 for efforts to prevent drug addiction. The Directorate General of Health Services have informed that sale and distribution of drugs are regulated under Drugs and Cosmetics Act 1940 and rules made there entering the country through a system of licensing and inspection. License for sale and distribution of drugs are granted by state licensing authorities appointed by respective state governments. The Ministry of Health and Family Welfare have informed that they run a dedicated drug de-addiction program under which evidence-based treatment for all substance use disorders are being provided to the states. The Ministry has also implemented a central sector scheme of assistance for prevention of alcoholism and substance abuse. When we stand together as a nation, I'm sure that this problem can be tackled at the earliest. We shall endeavor to strive, to seek, to find, and not to yield.
The next item in the agenda is bill introduction. The Honorable Minister of Commerce and Industry to introduce the bill.
Honorable Speaker Sir, I beg to move for leave to introduce a bill, the Industries Development and Regulation Amendment Bill 2023.
The question is that leave to be granted to introduce a bill to further amend the Industrial Development and Regulation Amendment Bill 2023. Those who are in favor will say aye.
Aye.
Those who are against it will say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. The leave is granted. The Minister to introduce the bill.
Sir, I introduce the bill.
Honorable Speaker Sir, it would be my great privilege to introduce to this House the National Anti-Doping Bill of 2023. Doping is the consumption of certain prohibited substances used by athletes to enhance their performance. The National Anti-Doping Bill of 2023 proposes to provide a great framework for the prohibition of anti-doping in sports. The bill prohibits athletes, athlete support personnel, and other persons engaging in sports. The other personnel includes manager, trainer, coach, team staff, medical personnel, and other person working or associating with the athlete. These persons must ensure that there is no violation in the following rules. Use, attempted use or possession of prohibited substances or methods, aiding or covering up such violations. If any athlete required prohibition of substance due to any medical condition, they may apply to the National Anti-Doping Rule Agency for therapeutic use exemption. Currently, anti-doping rules are implemented by National Anti-Doping Agency, NADA, which was established as a society. The bill provides for constituting NADA as a statutory head body directed by Director General appointed by the Central Government of India. The functions of the agency include planning, implementing, monitoring, investigating anti-doping rule violations. Anti-doping rule violations may include disqualification of results, including forfeiture of medals, points, and prizes, ineligibility to participate in a competition even for a prescribed period, financial sanctions, and other consequences as may be prescribed. Consequences of team sports will be determined by the National Anti-Doping Disciplinary Panel after a hearing. Honorable Speaker Sir, our country has been making progress in leaps and bounds in the recent years. I'm confident that, irrespective of any party affiliation, this bill will be passed wholeheartedly with the consideration of every member in this House. Now, I move that the National Anti-Doping Bill of 2023 into consideration.
Motion moved that the National Anti-Doping Bill would aid in monitoring and controlling the doping activities in the country. Ms. Gayatri, please.
Honorable Speaker, I am indebted to you for providing me an opportunity to express my views on this bill. It definitely is a matter of great shame for all the Indians that 5 of our athletes tested positive on Commonwealth Games. Doping is clearly a critical issue in India, as it has ranked third in World Anti-Doping Agency report list in 2021. With 152 cases across disciplines, the country is just marginally below the leaders of Italy and Russia. So, there is no doubt that India must lead an anti-doping legislation. Formations of this agency must include implementing, planning and monitoring of anti-doping rule violation. According to the Minister of Sports and Youth Affairs, this bill provides for constituting a national anti-doping agency as a statutory body headed by the government and acted by the government. But let me raise my concern about the clause 5 of this bill. Honorable Speaker, sir, this bill empowers the officials to act on the bill and suspect any athletes and create an unreasonable arbitrary authority in the hands of individuals of this agency to enter the athletes' premises, seize any equipment device at their whim and fancy. I would like the Minister to clarify these clauses.
Shri, you begin, please.
I stand to support National Anti-Doping Bill 2023. I think sports is something which is above all sports. All political entities are only thing I support this bill wholeheartedly. Education should be on merit. Sports also should be on merit. I hope that the entire organization would be completely autonomous, and I hope that the honorable minister in his reply to tell us what would be the selection progress and who would be the right person for the job. I really appreciate the work done by the government in the Khelo India, and actually this bill is a legacy bill. Doping is something which is unfortunately happening because of the availability of new drug in the market. The life of a sportsman is very, very short. So everybody wants to make the point where they really benefit their career. Sometimes the player itself is unaware of the combination of the drugs. So what is important in anti-doping bill is awareness program. If you could combine Khelo India with information. Khelo India is not only about enhancing performance. It's also teach what doping is, what are the do's and don'ts, and what are the consequences of doping and counseling. Because sports is not just about winning. It's also about discipline, performance and triumphs. I think it is not always important to come first. I think doping should be seen. The way we condemn tobacco and dangerous drugs. There should be a national program. We should be integrated to Khelo India and teach the hardworking sporting youth of India and their families and coaches support them. Let the sportsmen spirit unite the entire country. I would like to make some suggestions to the honorable minister. I would like to recommend one thing about the therapeutic use exemption. The prohibited medicine list should be readily available and some SOP should be there. What are the standard operating procedures that you would like? Do we have enough doping testing labs and can we integrate them in Khelo India camp? Do we have enough technicians for the doping test? I don't think we have enough technicians. We need to train more technicians for the job and for nutrition support. Nutrition is something that I want to talk about. Nowadays, there are a lot of powders which children think are about protein supplements. And it enhances energy. Many Indian athletes take Ayurvedic and homeopathic medicine without knowing that it may contain some banned substance. So our realities are different and that has to be factored into this bill. I really appreciate the intent of the government to bring a dope free India. But there are a big dark net where all these things are available. So how are you going to control all these things? If you could reply, give us a comprehensive solution. We are ready. We are pleased to support this bill and will help to build a dope free India.
Miss Vandana Sapkale.
It's my privilege to present my view on National Anti-Doping Bill. We are yet to open our eyes to the doping in our country, which was early confined only to the senior national level, but has now reached to the junior, college and district level. It is a serious concern which needs to be addressed, but I would like to raise my concern about certain provisions of this bill. Water guidelines require an independent process for determining the
which will be specified by regulation and are not specified in the bill. Further, there is no requirement to give them an opportunity to be heard. This may affect the independent functioning of this panel.
Prime Minister, please.
माननीय अध्यक्ष महोदय, आज के इस चर्चा में भाग लेने वाले सभी सम्मानित सदस्यों का मैं आभारी हूँ। उन्होंने न केवल इस चर्चा में सक्रिय रूप से भाग लिया, बल्कि कई मूल्यवान सुझाव भी दिए। मैं इस सदन में ये दोहराना चाहती हूँ कि ये विधेयक हमारे राज्य के सभी खिलाड़ियों के हित में है, खासकर इस समय जब भारतीय विश्व स्तर पर जीत रहे हैं। ये विधेयक का इरादा डोपिंग राशि में संस्थागत क्षमताओं का निर्माण करना और प्रमुख खेल आयोजनों की मेजबानी करना है। भारत में वर्तमान में एक वर्ष 6000 नमूनों का परीक्षण किया जा रहा है और ये भविष्य में 10,000 तक बढ़ जाएगा जब भारत बड़े बड़े खेल आयोजनों की मेजबानी करेगा। इसलिए हमें परीक्षण प्रयोगशालाओं की संख्या में भी वृद्धि लाने की आवश्यकता है। ये भारत के लिए एक ऐतिहासिक अवसर है, क्योंकि इस विधेयक के माध्यम से हम अन्य देशों पर निर्भर नहीं रहेंगे और आत्मनिर्भर होने की हमारी पहल का समर्थन करेंगे। माननीय अध्यक्ष महोदय, मैं आपके द्वारा इस सदन में यह दोहराना चाहती हूँ कि इस विधेयक के माध्यम से हम खिलाड़ियों के सैंपल्स को बेचने को लेकर कभी भी दूसरे देशों पर निर्भर नहीं रहेंगे और यह विधेयक आत्मनिर्भर भारत को बढ़ावा देगा।
Minister of State, Youth Affairs and Sports, please.
Honorable Speaker, our government is considering opening more testing centers across India. We are also organizing awareness campaigns and workshops in the hybrid mode in the last years to sensitize players on ban drugs. NADA has also prepared an anti-doping kit to be provided to all players. India will join the League of Nations like the USA, China and Japan to have a low and dop testing laboratories. India can become a hub of anti-doping testing. It will give birth to a number of anti-doping testing laboratories which will create more job opportunities. As far as sports is concerned, we should not follow the world, but we should become the world leaders in the upcoming years. Yes, we should become the world leaders in the upcoming years. I hope I answered most of the points, and I once again thank you for support and seek your cooperation in implementing this bill. I request the House to pass the bill.
The question is that anti-doping bill 2023 be taken into consideration. Those who are in favor will say aye. Those who are against it will say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. The question is that National Anti-Doping Bill 2023 be taken into consideration. Those who are in favor will say aye. Those who are against it will say no. The motion is moved. Now let us take up clause by clause consideration. The question is that clause 2 is to 10 stands part of the bill. There is amendment in clause 5 by Ms. Gayatri. Are you moving it?
I am happy and satisfied with the amendment done on the bill. I also support the bill.
Now the question is that clause 2 is to 10 stands part of the bill. Those who are in favor will say aye. Those who are against it will say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. The motion is adopted. The Minister, please.
Sir, I move the motion will be passed.
Motion moved. The bill is passed. Those who are in favor will say aye. Those who are against it will say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. The motion is moved. Now the House is adjourned to meet again tomorrow at 11 a.m.